This particular one actually flew as an intrinsic part of the Black Buck raids, which was our projection of power into the Falklands. And during that point, it told Argentina that actually we can fly from UK sovereign shores and we can reach you. And as such, Argentina had to strategically hold all its platforms around its own centres of gravity, so its capital cities and stuff, which made the RAF's component or part of the Falklands fairly significant. It was just one small part of a very, very big jigsaw. And on top of that, this particular air-to-air refuelling asset was an intrinsic part of our effort during the Cold War. So when you look back on Royal Air Force Marham's history, it feels a very large part of it. All gate guards are important to a station, but when you're a part of a force, and for this was the V Force, so it becomes part of your life, part of your soul, and you never let it go. When we made the very difficult decision that we will replace her with a Tornado, we advertised her to see if anyone else would want to take on the magnitude of the importance and the very, very big responsibility of looking after a gate guardian. Lots of people actually came, had a good look, and all of them, which in a way has confirmed our decision, came to the same conclusion that actually this particular airframe is no longer repairable, and the right thing to do is to roll it back and then invest the parts into other things. So the process of removal will occur next month, where we're actually bringing in one of our specialist teams from RAF Wittering, who train in removing aircraft, predominantly from runways, to keep our warfighting capability. So they're actually going to use this as part of their training, and that will happen in November. And then the Tornado is going to be brought round from the south side of the airfield, kindly resprayed by Serco, so that she's prepared and will be able to stay outside with a special plastic wrap, and that will come on towards the end of the year. The people who have come to visit are very selective. We advertised out who would like to come, and we were able to look at those cases. Each and every one of these individuals has an inspirational story. They either were part of the design team, Hadley Page actually built the platform, they were part of the engineering team who kept her in the air, or in fact I've just spoken to a crew chief, and he used to fly with it when it used to go down route and would be a key part of their maintenance. So it's an eclectic mix, but each and every one of them has got a fascinating story to tell.
Hi, I'm Roger Haller. My name's on there as the last crew chief. And in actual fact, for the time that I was on 57 Squadron, that was my responsibility. That was my inventory, my own aircraft, as it were. Bit of a sad day, to be perfectly honest. I have some fond memories of going around the world in that. It was a sad day when the squadron disbanded and they decided that they were going to move it here, and to a certain extent I was glad that they picked that particular aircraft, because at least still staying here, travelling through the gate every day, I could drive past it and sort of give it a wink and a smile every time I walked past. So it was heart-rending that it is now going after all this time. I think the Victor was always had second fiddle to the Vulcan. Of the three V bombers, the Vulcan was the one that everybody sort of aspirated to and liked to see an air show because of its distinctive shape. This one always had second fiddle to the Vulcan, but to be perfectly honest, to me it was futuristic. I mean, on a number of occasions when we went to air shows in America, the response from the Americans was unbelievable. They'd never seen anything like it. You know, little kids would come up and say, "Is that from Buck Rogers in the 21st century?" That sort of thing.
She was the Rolls Royce of the V Force. Everybody can talk about the Vulcan and the Valiant, but the Victor was actually the Rolls Royce of the V bombers. She flew the highest, she flew the fastest, and she dropped the bigger bomb load in its time. When it was designed in the 1960s, it was unique. Its whole design was unique. You think this aeroplane was first built or flown in the 1950s, and it was almost Mach 1, which was the speed of Concorde. Then it was a unique aeroplane. There was one Victor that actually did go Mach 1. It was never designed for that speed, but one actually did do that. And it would achieve that in a dive. It was never part of its criteria. And we never did do that, but it was capable. Well, 673 was built in 1960, and uniquely it was originally built as a bomber, a nuclear bomber, and then it was converted to carry the blue steel standoff weapon, and then in the early 70s it was converted to a K2, so it was actually had three roles in its life. It's a large aeroplane, it It takes a lot of looking after. They were never designed to sitting out in all weathers. They were designed to fly and have a maintenance programme. And sadly, there's no maintenance programme, and she's no longer. She's sat there for 25 years. So it's a sad day. The Victor will still be there in shadow. It will still be a shadow.